mind is an insidious beast, keeping you from what you actually are. Because you are not what you think you are, ever. You are what you feel. What you're feeling, that's what you are. Because you can think happy thoughts. If you feel like crap, it doesn't matter how many happy thoughts you have. Does it? It doesn't matter how much you say God loves you. God loves you. It doesn't matter. You feel like crap. So you're basically saying, I'm incapable of experiencing something called well-being. Well-being, love, life, all the same thing. Nirvana is actually that same thing. It's all the same thing. It actually exists. There is no where, there is no when. It's just now. Okay, and it's now. And it's now. And it's now. And it's now. There's really nowhere to pinpoint where that's going to be. Because it just always is. We're talking about life. Without it, you're not having an experience. Ever. Anywhere. Without life, there's no universe. There's none of this goes on. So it is, first and foremost, the most important thing. To reconnect with that means you go where it is. And it's never yesterday. Where your mind's thinking, oh gee, if I just would have, it's sitting there in the past, hashing it out, looking to see if life is in there somewhere. Right? And then when it's done there, it realizes, oh, there's nothing really there anymore. It goes launching into the future, goes right past where it should actually be, and starts projecting itself and seeing how it's going to make this great trap to catch life in, so it can finally have it. The being is what is alive. The thing looking out of your eyes. That's what's alive. The body's not really alive. Because if I pull the being out of it, it's going to rot. You are what animates it. That is life itself. There's nothing it needs to know. There's nothing it lacks. At all. It's perfect. Life is perfect. That feeling of life itself is perfect. It is well-being. When you get there, there's no questions anymore. When you arrive truly as you are, here, you're in the place beyond question. It's called well-being. When you have well-being, you're not questioning much. But when you don't, boy. That's a whole different story. Nowhere else to be except for present. No fronts, no costumes, no illusions, no titles, no achievements, no goals. Just be present. And you will probably realize how perfect life is. Kind of feels to me, just the responses the reactions I see from people, just on a daily basis. It's that consciousness is expanding faster than they're really capable of handling. But there's really no truth in that. It's just their resistance. You have a Mr. Peace. When is everyone peace? We're designed to resist it. Oh, it's good. Let's kick it over. Let's destroy this. Let's sabotage it. America didn't take too long. It's not even that old. Was it a couple hundred years? 300 years? Maybe? No?
200.
Close.
200 and some change. Look how fast it flips. When they came here, they were present. Possibly. Somewhat. And they got as greedy as the people that they were running from in this country. And they turned into them. Carried their plague across the ocean. Of ownership. Of thinking our judgments are correct. Of our opinions, our notions, I mean, all that stuff we throw around so loosely to pretend to understand things. We pretend to understand people. This is what the mind is doing to us. You know what it means to be life itself? Because I don't. I would rather not define it. Because I'd rather experience it. If I have to sit and think about it for a long time, I'm burning up all my fuel thinking about it for a long time. Instead of putting it behind experiencing it. And to make it quite simple, you just gotta let go. You don't know anything. Realize it and move on. You realize you don't need to know anything. Not mentally anyway. You'll get bumped around just fine. Let go of some of this tension. Let go of some of this illusion that you know is illusion. Let go of what you can. And when you do, don't go grab onto anything else. Take that energy and be more aware. If you don't feel the way you want to, and you're relying on the mind to tell you what you should feel and what you should do to feel what you want to do, it's not leading you in the right direction. Start to notice it's doing that. And stop relying on it so much. Because it never inspires activity. It celebrates a victory of a battle it never fought. That's what the mind does. It's like, oh gee, when we do that, it's going to be so great. And by the time they get there, it's nothing. Like vacation. You're so excited about going. And then we're just so disturbed with it while we're on it. But we're so happy to share our adventures with our friends when we get home. So it's not about the vacation. It's about the build up to it and all the memories we get to share about it. We can censor out all the stuff that we didn't like about it. We don't have to talk about that. So when we're there, when we're actually there, but we're not actually there. And I think that happens a lot. I think look at most of the relationship situations you've been in. They go wrong because you're not there. You're in your head about it. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's this, that's that. Oh, yeah. Assuming you know everything. There's the mind. And really, when you take your life force and pour so much of it into your mind that you build this classification for people, you start shoving them into their little boxes and jars, you're crowning the fool in you. You're doing nothing to them. Unless they accept that jar, that's their deal. You're just crowning the fool in you. That empirical thing that thinks it knows, and it knows nothing. We've proven it over and over and over again. The world would not be in a quandary if the mind was that bright, would we? And if the mind was really compassionate and loving and bright worth its weight in just dead matter, you'd have clean air, wouldn't be burning gasoline, you'd figure out how to feed the world, you'd take care of problems. If the mind knew love, like it knows its own ideas and its own greed, you'd have no problems. It would take care of all of them. It would apply itself to creating what needed to be created to take care of everything. It doesn't do that. It really doesn't do anything. It just makes you think and think and think and think. Take all your energy and dump it into thought. More thought, more thought. No action. Thought. Just perpetually. It becomes a head full of noise. And we call this the world. Which to me is ridiculous because you have to be aware to know what the world is. You have to have some inkling as to what's looking out of your eyeballs. Because make no doubt about it, that's what you are. You are what's looking out of your eyes. Nothing more. You're not what you drive, the colors, you're none of these things. You are not your khakis.
That's exactly what I was thinking. We're not your khakis.
But you're not even your idea of yourself. You're not even that. You are what's looking out of your eyes. Period. Everything else is just tinsel on the tree. Bells and the whistles. Well, if you realize that the real party is in the being, the real happiness, the real joy, the real well-being is in the being, not in the idea of well-being. It's not a concept. It's in here. Where else could it be? So, to me, Jesus probably said it best. Who cares if he didn't exist or not? Who cares? I don't care. Who cares whether this dude actually walked the planet or not? Because it's true. The kingdom of heaven is there. It's feeling. It's a state of being. It's not a place. It's not a paradise. It's a state of being. Not a thought about a state of being. It is that emanation that comes off of you. Right? Love is one of those things that you only feel it when you're expressing it. Everything else is a concept. So unless you're actively flowing with it, you won't know what it is. Because the minute you step outside of it, none of your thoughts about it will get you back into the flow. You're acquiescing energetically, consciously, with your awareness intact, gets you back in the flow. And you know when you're in it. You do know when you're in it. You just pretend you're in it when you're actually out of it. Which means you start to drown in the dirt.